This is Sarvanas with your B2B Cambodia Market update for June 2nd, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was up 0.16 points or 0.04%, closing at 408.24. Total trade volume was up with 71,139 shares changing hands at a total value of 374.9 million real or over $93,900. On the main board, 4 stocks were up. Leading the market today was MGQ Education, up 0.50% or 10 reals to 2,030 reals per share, followed by Royal Group Phnom Penh SCZ rising 0.47% or 10 reals to 2,130 reals per share. Other stocks were also up, including CamGSM and Phnom Penh Autonomous Port. On the downside, Grand Twins International was the biggest loser of the day, down 3.24% or 260 reals to 7,760 reals per share, followed by Pastec Cambodia, was down 0.37% or 10 reals to 2,720 reals per share. Akleda Bank was also down 20 reals to 6,900 reals per share. Meanwhile, 2 remaining stocks on the board stayed flat. On the growth board, JS Land was up 3.27% or 90 reals to 2,840 reals per share. Meanwhile, DBD Engineering dropped 0.46% or 10 reals to 2,160 reals per share. Grand Twins International recorded the highest trade volume of the day, with 20,841 shares changing hands at a total value of 160 million real, or over $40,000, about 29% of Monday's trade volume. Akleda Bank recorded the second highest trade volume of the day, with 18,386 shares changing hands at a total value of 126.9 million real, or over $31,700, approximately 25.8% of June 2nd's trade volume. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer Real to US dollar was weakened at 4,006 reals per US dollar, while the US dollar index was down to 98.82. Looking at the global commodities, oil prices rebounded more than $1 a barrel on Monday, after producer group OPEC Plus decided to increase output in July by the same amount as it did in each month prior to month, which came as a relief to those who expected a bigger increase. Brent crude futures climbed $1.46 or 2.33% to $64.24 a barrel, after setting 0.9% lower on Friday. US West 60 Intermediate crude was at $62.45 a barrel, up $1.66 or 2.73%, following a 0.3% decline in the previous session. Both contracts were down more than 1% last week. Gold prices rose nearly 2% to a 1-week high on Monday, driven by safe haven demand as renewed US tariff threats from President Donald Trump and escalating tension between Russia and Ukraine heightened global trade and geopolitical fears. Spot gold was up 1.9% at $3,352.69 an ounce, after hitting its highest level since May 23 early in the session. US gold futures rose 1.9% to $3,377.50. Stock futures fell early Monday after China pushed back against US accusations that it had violated the Geneva Trade Agreement, instead blaming Washington for failing to uphold the deal, a sign that negotiations between the world's 2 largest economies are deteriorating. Tensions have reignited following a brief pause after US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Chinese Vice Premier He Lifeng met in Geneva and agreed to a 90-day suspension of most tariffs. At the time of Cambodia's market closing, S&P 500 futures traded down 0.53% and Nasdaq 100 futures were 0.68% lower. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average also declined 174 points or 0.41%. This was Sarvanas with your B2B Cambodia Market update for June 2nd.